this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
No.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings, and welcome to another episode of SeptumSin vs. the World. And, of course, another Criterion Stroll. Part 4. We're going to run out of Criterion in a little while. But I think we got another couple of parts left in us. So we got 10 more titles in my Criterion collection that you, the viewer, are going to be lucky enough to see. Of course, as always, I only show the stuff that I've watched, because that means it's officially in the collection. Just like with this anime stuff, you'll notice there is stuff down below that I could have talked about in my anime stroll video, but I haven't watched it yet. Once it's been watched, you'll see it again. So who knows, there might be another Criterion stroll coming in the future. But let's take a look as part 4 starts up. So first off, we're going to look at The Great Dictator. I have a lot of Chaplin films in my collection when it comes to Criterion. Matter of fact, they've been releasing a lot of his catalog, if not all of it. I mean, these are the discs, as you can see. It's not got a lot on the inside, but it is kind of cool to see that 2-disc collection. It is the DVD version. You have your book with, of course, your essay and various prints. So, looking at this, we have a couple of cool special features. We have an audio commentary by Charles Chaplin historian and a release trailer. We have The Tramp and the Dictator, which is a documentary about, the lives of Chaplin and Hitler, including interviews from Ray Bradbury and director Sidney Lumet. 2 new visual essays. One is by, and they're by his archivist and biographers. Color production footage shot by Chaplin's half-brother Sidney. Barbershop sequence from Sidney Chaplin's 1921 film Queen, King, and Joker, and deleted barbershop sequence from Chaplin's 1919 film Sunnyside. One of these days, I'm hoping that they're going to do like a short film collection for Chaplin from Criterion, which will have all of his, but you get to see snippets and sometimes the entire short films in these releases, which is really cool. The Great Dictator is a parody of, Nazi Germany itself. It's a tongue-in-cheek dark comedy where Chaplin plays both a Jewish man, a regular man, kind of this tramp character, but also plays Hitler himself. Now, this was during a strange time in the United States. We were not taking sides. We were being neutral to it. So many people were kind of upset about that and say, well, we don't want to offend Hitler at the time. I know it sounds weird, but looking at current times when, people kind of get leery about offending Nazis now, that's about how it was back then. And this was very much a statement. And that scene where he's playing with the world just as a ball, that got a lot of controversy. And to me, still one of the comedy greats. This should be a necessity when watching film. So this next one is a very special one, which is the Trilogia de Guillermo del Toro. So this includes Kronos, The Devil's Backbone, and Pan's Labyrinth. This has quite a few of these special features. Audio commentaries on all 3 films, interviews with Del Toro, and let's see here. Welcome to Bleak House, a 2010 video tour of Del Toro's personal collection. A new piece on Pan's Labyrinth featuring Del Toro and novelist Cornelia Funke, or whatever her name is. Interactive director notebook for The Devil's Backbone and Pan's Labyrinth. Making of documentaries for The Devil's Backbone and Pan's Labyrinth. Let's see here. Geometria, a 1987 short horror film by Del Toro. Footage of actor Ivana Baquero auditioning for Pan's Labyrinth. Additional Spanish language voiceovers for the introduction of Kronos. Introductions by Del Toro for The Devil's Backbone and Pan's Labyrinth. The deleted scenes and commentary by Del Toro. Selective on-screen picture-in-picture presentation. Programs comparing Del Toro's thumbnail sketches and production storyboards for The Devil's Backbone. Piece on The Devil's Backbone, description of the Spanish Civil War. Animated comics featuring prequel stories to Pan's Labyrinth. Gallery of stills from Kronos. Trailer of TV spots. English subtitle translations. Plus a book featuring an introduction by the author. Now, not as much on Kronos. Now, I have a Criterion for Kronos that I'm planning on selling. But still, if you are the kind of person who wants a lot of special features, it might be worth it to buy the Criterion versions of the individual films, and that because they do have some individual pieces. Now you can open it up as a box, like so, revealing our features. I don't like these because they scratch, but Blu-rays are a little bit better. Let me see if I can get it to where you can see. A lot of this, and you can see Kronos over here, which is pretty cool. Let's see here, and then our big feature, which I feel like this one really wanted to pay homage to Pan's Labyrinth. And if you want to get these individually, all of these are individually released on Criterion. See, Pan's Labyrinth is in this. And then, of course, your book, which is there, and boom. It's a nice book. As you can see, artwork, essays, very awesome. I like when they do these big sets like this. I gotta figure out how to close it back up again. Maybe I need to do it this way. I need to do it like you. No, not you. Don't you just love it? And then, no, obviously not. Nope. So it definitely needs to go like that. So, wrap it back up in its little box. As you can see, it still kind of warps over time, unfortunately. But it's still an awesome set. Alright. Next up is an Akira Kurosawa film, one of my favorites of his, which is High and Low. I love this particular set. It is an awesome film. You can see the art on each of the DVDs. I don't think there's anything in the back. Let's see. Nope, just wood print. Of course, you have your booklet. Various things on this. Essays, pictures. I really need, maybe when I retire and I have tons of time on my hands, I'll just go through each one of these and watch all the special features. Maybe I'll watch everything. That'd be cool. So they have here audio commentary with Kurosawa scholar Stephen Prince. 37-minute documentary of making of High and Low was created by Toho Masterworks. In their series Akira Kurosawa, it's wonderful to create. A rare video interview with actor Toshiro Mifune, conducted by TV talk show host Tetsuko Kuroyanagi. New interview with actor Totsutomu Yamazaki, who plays the kidnapper, and theatrical trailers, along with your booklet. Now, this is about a kidnapping and the stuff that takes place there, creating a portrait, of course, of Japanese society. This was a very intense thriller, very well done, directed only as Kurosawa could. And believe it or not, my very first Kurosawa film I saw it in digital, and I had to own it in physical. So, well worth it. I love Kurosawa's works, and Criterion has done its best to release as much as they can about the collection. Now, here's one that I question, but there are several that I question about Criterion's releases, and that is House. Now, I'm thankful because this is the kind of film I like. This is a horror film, and I'm all about that life. But you can see various things on there. Here's the disc art. Of course, your booklet. Let's see what we got on here. So, Constructing a House, a new video piece featuring interviews by the director, story scenarist, and daughter of the filmmaker. Emotion, a 1966 experimental film. New video appreciation by director Ty West, who did House of the Devil. Theatrical trailer. New and improved English subtitle translation. And of course your essay booklet. That's one of the cool things with Criterion is they work hard to get the best translation possible. In many cases they will retranslate the film to make sure that it's there. So you're watching something with subtitles. It's really good to get this. Now this is a Japanese horror film. Yeah, about these girls who go into this house with one of their aunts, and then all of this creepy stuff starts happening with the house. Spirits attack, people get murdered, and it is a strange film to watch. It's almost a drug trip in itself. If you haven't checked it out, you should, just because it's fun. If you like strange and odd horror, this is for you. Alright, next up is Anthony Asquith's The Importance of Being Earnest. This is this is a must. There we go. It's hard to actually get lighting to where it's not just off of the page there. This one's not as nice. It's just in a simple black cover. I got this used. If you can't figure that, if you couldn't figure that out, just the booklet with our inevitable essays. On it, you've got, let's see here, production stills, theatrical trailer. So, probably one of the, it's a bare bones looking Criterion piece, and it is a bare bones set. But this is a worthwhile one. It's one of Oscar Wilde's screenplays. And I'm trying to see here. It's a comedy about two young women who think themselves engaged to this non-existent man. So it's a decent comedy. It is a must for any film buff to see because it is an essential film. It is sad that this one got such a bare bones treatment. Maybe it's going to get a re-release with a little bit better. This is the kind of treatment I expect from like them giving a film that it's only been out like a year and then they release it. Like A Marriage Story is coming out in July. I expect that to probably have next to no special features, but I do plan on getting it because it won the Oscar and I want to make sure I get it. So another one that's a lot better presented is Island of Lost Souls. Many of you are familiar with the Island of Dr. Moreau, and this is one of the first attempts at adapting that novel, which you can see here. And they did a very good job of that adaptation. It's a very cool thing. And Island of Dr. Moreau is this, basically these people go to this island, and this guy has been doing these genetic experiments of combining humans and animals. And it's quite creepy in the way they did it. So this one was done in 1932. So on it you got an audio commentary, conversation between the filmmaker John Landis, Oscar-winning makeup artist Rick Baker, and genre-inspired and genre expert Bob Burns. New interviews with horror film historians. Let's see here. And the original director of the ill-fated 1996 adaptation, which isn't that bad, by the way. Short 1976 film by Devo featuring songs Secret Agent Man and Jacko Homo. Stills gallery, theatrical trailers, plus of course you've got to have your booklet and your essay. Even the worst of them has an essay. But it is rather cool. I love the art. It's just amazing. So going back into our Kurosawa pool, we've got Kagemusha, a samurai pick. Again, hard to get a good, there we go, good angle on it. Again, not a lot on the back. It's kind of just a black background, but you can see the disc art was pretty cool. And the stuff here. Now this is one of your traditional samurai tales, filled with intrigue, politics, and other various things. This shows how when a warlord dies, sometimes it can just destroy the entire structure of their movement. Everything kind of can just fall apart. And this shows that falling apart. It's a 1980 film with audio commentary by a Kurosawa scholar again. A 19-minute interview piece in which directors George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola discuss Kurosawa and Kagemusha. 41-minute documentary on the making of. Let's see. Image. Kurosawa's Continuity. A 44-minute video piece reconstructing Kagemusha through Kurosawa's paintings and sketches. Suntory whiskey commercials made on the set of Kagemusha. Gallery and storyboards painted by Kurosawa. Theatrical trailers. Plus a booklet featuring an essay. A good film. Well worth having. If you like samurai films, if you like Kurosawa, you need to check this out. A lot of political intrigue, and it's not just about samurai, it's about war in general. I think we covered it on Inside Movies Galore, or at least talked about it in small ways. So you should check that out. Another one here is by Noah Baumbach called Kicking and Screaming. This one's a little bit darker, so it shouldn't be reflecting off the light that much. This one does have some art in the book. I like it when they do these things to where they show you a little bit of the on the inside cover. And of course, as you know, I love having disc art. Good disc art is really awesome. It's just got kicking and screaming written there. And of course, a booklet with our essay. Gotta have your mandatory essay if you're doing Criterion. So, paralyzed by post-graduation in New Ennui, a group of college friends remain on campus, patching together a community for themselves in order to deny the real-life futures awaiting them. Academy Award-nominated screenwriter Noah Baumbach hilariously and touching directorial his hilarious and touching directorial debut was one of the highlights of the American independent film scene in the 90s. So, we've got here, of course, restoration, interview with Baumbach, new video conversations featuring Baumbach and the cast members, rare deleted scenes, Conrad the Butler in Conrad the Butler Takes a Vacation, a short film from 2000 directed by Baumbach. A brief 1995 interview with Baumbach and the cast, originally on IFC. Let's see, theatrical trailer and optional English subtitles. Oh, that's a huge special feature right there, huh? But it's good to have them because, you know, to me, I like having them up. That way I know I've got everything that they're telling me. A lot of these cool short films you would never be able to see any other way than through these. So it's really awesome whenever you see one on here. It gives you more insight into the director, and that's what Criterion really is supposed to be about, is the insight into the filmmaking. You get a good transfer, and you get a lot of insight. You get commentaries, you get essays, you get things about the film. So if you're planning ever on making films yourself, I think anybody who's aspiring to make films probably should have a lot of Criterion in their collection. So, two more. Of course, what Kubrick collector would want to go without The Killing? Which is pretty cool. This is the Blu-ray version here. I've got a mix of the Blu-rays and DVDs. And yes, there is inside art on this DVD cover, as you can see. And of course, art on the DVD itself, which is awesome. Love that. And you can't go without your booklet. Gotta have that essay. If you don't have an essay, you're just not going anywhere, you know. I love the art in some of these books. So let's go ahead and check out the back, shall we? Stanley Kubrick's account of an ambitious racetrack robbery is one of Hollywood's tautest, twistiest noirs. Aided by radically time-shuffling narrative, razor-sharp dialogue from pulp novelist Jim Thompson, and a phenomenal cast of character actors, including Sterling Hayden, Colleen Gray, Timothy Carey, Alicia Cook Jr., and Marie Windsor. The Killing is both a jaunty thriller and a cold-blooded punch to the gut. And with its precise tracking shots and gratifying scenes of irony, it's Kubrick to the core. I've seen another one of his older films, which is interesting. It has mannequins and stuff in it. I cannot think of the name of it. I think Kiss the Girls. Not Kiss the Girls. It was something like that. It started with a K. And K for Kubrick. And I know that he does have a slight love affair with the noir, well, with the noir type films. I have a kind of love-hate with noir. A lot of film people love his, not necessarily what I like here. So, new digital restoration with uncompressed monaural. I am not good at pronouncing this. Soundtrack. New video interview with producer James B. Harris. excerpted interviews with actor Sterling Hayden from the French television series Cinema. New video interview with poet and author Robert Polito about writer Jim Thompson. Restored high-definition digital transfer of Stanley Kubrick's 1955 noir feature Killer's Kiss. That's the name. Killer's Kiss. I remember the mannequins. New video. Actually, I think it was one of his first films, too. New video appreciation of Killer's Kiss featuring film critic Jeffrey O'Brien and trailers, plus a booklet featuring an essay by film historian Hayden Guest and a reprinted interview with actress Marie Windsor. See, this is 1956. This is one of his earlier films, and it is a fun film to watch. So we're ending this with another Japanese classic, Kawaiden, another DVD. One of these plain cases. As you can see, I've got the sticker on it. Was used when I got it. But when you get these things, they're so expensive that sometimes used is the best way. You see, there's the disc. Not a ton of art on it. It's a Japanese horror film, which is cool. I like when you get these little Criterion Collection booklets that have like, hey, buy our stuff. But they've been around for a while. I've seen Criterion laser discs. Many people think Woody Allen doesn't have any Criterion Collection films, but they'd be wrong, because some of them are on Laserdisc, like Annie Hall, for instance. This one is not necessarily a booklet as much as a fold-out for the essay, but I have to actually pull this out to read what's on the back. I'll pull out here. So, winner of special jury prize at Cannes, Kawaiden features 4 nightmarish tales in which terror thrives and demons lurk. Adapted from traditional Japanese ghost stories, this lavish widescreen production drew extensively on Kobayashi's own training as a student of painting and other fine arts. Criterion is proud to present Kawaiden its new ravishing color transfer. It's a 1965 film. It has new widescreen transfer enhancement, original trailers, new and improved subtitle translations, optimal image quality, RSDL dual layer edition. Yes, this is one of those examples. Criterion does a good job of restoring films, and for that it's nice, and sometimes those bare bones are worthwhile. But if you're really a film creator, and you can find this on another format cheaper, then, well, might as well, unfortunately. But still, for the restoration, sometimes it's worth having them. These are the ones that are cheaper. You noticed a lot of the ones that are bare bone, I seem to get used for some reason. I think I got this for $15, so not bad for a Criterion. Well, that was my 10 features for the Criterion. I hope you've enjoyed this. Of course, if you did, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe, because every viewer helps, especially in these days. It'd be nice to get up to that point to where you don't have to worry about the stuff going on. And comment. What's your favorite Criterion film? Do you have any of these in your collection? Let us know. And I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.